Hey friends, it's Dr. Allison. Today I wanted to talk to you about cellulite. Yes, you heard me right, because it is something that I don't know if you've ever noticed. Maybe some of you have a sister and it's like you guys eat this exact same thing, but you have cellulite and she doesn't. We know that there are genetics that play a factor into it, but I want to talk to you about a couple things that really play into whether you do have cellulite and or whether it will be increasing or decreasing in the upcoming future. And some things, of course, that you can do to get rid of your cellulite, because it can just be a really frustrating thing. And I'll tell you kind of a little bit of a funny story. When I personally experienced a bit of a difference was, so when specifically in high school and college, I noticed that whenever I ate cake, now this was at a time in my life where I wasn't very conscious of what I ate because I was a high school and a college athlete. I mean, I just knew that if I ate more cheesecake, I ran more. Like I did whatever it took to just feel good in my skin. But I noticed every time I ate cake, like from a bakery or some like fancy place or a wedding, I literally would have cellulite for the next couple weeks, maybe. And then I would possibly work it off or whatever the case. And of course, we notice more in the summer and different times like that. But what I found was most of the icing that is like on a standard cake, they're using Crisco and they're using things like canola oil and vegetable oil. And we know that toxic fats are toxic in the name, but they're also, we know toxins are stored in fats. And so eating these bad fats is literally going to change the fat that is in your body and the fat that attaches to your body. So if anyone makes a cake and we're going like real sugar and real butter and cream and all that good stuff, I always say, hey, can we use cream cheese or butter instead of using those artificial things like the Crisco and even some of the other toxic animal fats, like just the lard. We know if those animals were fed chemically processed grains and other things like that, then those fats are not going to be good for us as well. So number one thing you can do to decrease your cellulite is eat better fats. Get the bad fats out of your diet. It's just huge. The other thing are just other chemicals that are sprayed, excuse me, on food, or chemicals like dyes and preservatives. Those can cause you to hang on to those bad fats. So getting those out of your diet, man, it is huge. Like it'll make a drastic change. Another simple thing you can do is dry brushing. So if you're not familiar with this technique, it seems so simple and it seems like you got to be kidding me. This can't be doing anything. But you get like a really soft brush and you dry brush in specific motions to move your lymph, because your lymph is something that is detoxifying your body. And we know that we have things that are just flowing through our body at all times. And so this is something, I mean, just before you get in the shower, after you get in the shower, whatever the case, it helps with dead skin and some other great stuff too. But specifically on the areas that you're concerned about the cellulite, you can just lightly brush over the area. But it'll be your legs too. So we have another video, the lymph video, where we talk about the specific order that you need to be dry brushing in, because you've got to start at certain areas to really get that flowing in the proper direction. Okay, so those are two dry brushing is simple. Changing your diet and watching those things may not be simple depending on where you're starting. But I'll tell you the number one thing that drastically will affect the cellulite is doing a detox. So if you go to healthyhumandetox.com, this is something where we have a really cool automated process. You get 3 months of the supplements. This is, I mean, it's something we talk about for a lot of different reasons. But if you do it for no other reason than your cellulite, then that's fine too, because it's cleaning up toxins on a cellular level. Let me just show you. Like when we talk about inflammation is affecting us, not just like, okay, it's in the back of our legs or it's in our love handles or, whatever the case, it's on a cellular level. So we look at just how a cell functions. We know that we've got all of our hormones on the outside. They have to bind to receptors to get their message to the cell so that cell can do what it's supposed to do. And then we have little mitochondria, these energy factories, all kinds of things. Toxins have to leave the cell as well. So they're passing through this membrane, right? Of course, we have DNA in there. That's important. Well, when we eat bad fats, when we have pesticides, when we get vaccinations, when we use toxic laundry detergent, all of these things are compounding the toxic load in our body. So we see the membrane. See, picture that little membrane. The membrane gets inflamed. Okay. And so what happens is these receptors are blocked. So we have all of our thyroid, our sex hormones, like all the good stuff out here, can't get its message in the cell. The cell's not going to work. Toxins can't get out of the cell, hence the cellulite. Things are like your body's holding on to those things. Toxins can't get out of the cell. And then we know they're going to be damaging the DNA or turning on or off bad codes. And so that's really it's just foundational. I love this detox. I love this program. It is an investment, but the best part about it is it's a tool that you're going to learn as you go through that 3 months or however long it ends up taking you. It's a tool you can come back to hey, a year and a half later, whatever's going on, I just need to do a cleanup of my whole body down to a cellular level. Now you'll notice a lot of what we talk about is preparing your body to grow a human. So the cool thing is if you're looking into that detox, that is it's foundational and it's going to affect so many different things. It's not just about the cellulite, friends. Although that could kind of make or break your day sometimes. So stay tuned for more information. I hope these things helped you, and get your dry brush on, friends.